All right, welcome everybody to our little back office training tonight. We just want to help people that are fairly new, and if you're not new, it'll help you to help your new people navigate the back office because that's
Yeah.
really important when you first get in. So glad you are all here. Susan, you have anything to say?
Yes, I just want to welcome everybody and also put your settings on speaker view because that will be easier to see. We will be doing some screen sharing tonight. And we're so happy that you've invested in your business tonight to learn about the back office. The wonderful thing is, once you learn it, you learn it. And we all learn with repetition. And that's why I love these type of trainings because we learn and then we are recording, as you can see, and you can go back over it and learn it again and repeat, and then you'll have it. And that's so nice. So repetition is the key. And that's why we thought we've got a lot of new people joining us here at Lifewave. We are growing so quickly. Last month was the biggest month Lifewave has ever had. And right now we are the fastest growing direct selling company in the United States. So right place, right time, momentum is happening. And this just all shows how many lives we're changing. That's what really excites me is the more success that just signifies more people. That shows more lives being changed and transformed by this amazing technology, that there's nothing out there that we're competing with our 20-year global patent, with the heart of a man like David Schmidt, an inventor, a leader, and all of our wonderful team that we're working together with this goal to help David Schmidt reach 1 billion homes and to help you all fulfill your goals for health and wellness and financially and all those wonderful things. So Jody is going to give us a tour. Jody is my back office. Jody is my senior presidential director, and she and Dr. Stan are the ones who enrolled Dr. Don and me. And we're so thankful for Dr. Stan and Jody. And Jody is an excellent teacher. And so we're really honored to have her with us tonight. Jody, please take it away.
All right, guys, I'm going to screen share. Going to try to. And if you have any questions, just hold them to the end, write them down, or you can put them in the chat, but we'll come back and answer them later so that we can kind of, move through this quickly. So let me see if I can do this. All right. Oh, everything's in the way here. Hold on a minute.
Oh, let me
I had to
admit.
move my bar there. All right, I'm gonna log in to
And even though we are talking about back office and we're going to be talking about how to become a manager, we always like to say that anything you might hear tonight is for educational purposes only. As you know, Lifewave does not make any claims to treat, cure, or prevent any sickness or disease. So thank you.
Absolutely. All right, now can y'all see the screen?
Hmm.
So it's full.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. This is my son's account. Says Robert Gravely up there, but we call him Matt. His name's Robert Matt, but this is his account, Robert Matthew. But this is what you see when you log in. So if somebody asks me to log into their account, this is not what I see. I know they're a preferred customer or a retail customer because that screen looks completely different. But this is what you see. And, just take notice of, the top toolbar. And, when you click on each one, you get drop downs. So, when you're looking for something, go in here and look. You're welcome to ask us, but, go in here and look around and, search yourself so you can see what's there. But we're going to give you some pointers. So the first thing, if you're brand new, you may not have a lot of volume or anything, but the first thing I want to show you is that on this home page, it has your volumes right here. Okay. And it has, if you've gotten to manager, it has that you're paid as manager. If you haven't, then it'll just show over here like Matt has bought a gold pack. If he wasn't manager, it would just show gold pack. So if you see that somebody is in your personally enrolled, they're gold, platinum, you know, diamond pack, then that means they're not maintaining their rank, because if they're maintaining their rank in their personally enrolled, which I'll show you in just a minute, it would say manager, director, whatever. But Matt's a manager. He is active, which means, for manager, you have to have 110 PV every 30 days. We don't go on a monthly basis, guys. We work from Monday till Sunday, Monday till Sunday. But as far as ordering to stay active, you need to order at least one patch, 55 BV, to stay active every 31 days. So that is on 31 days, as you see right here. 31 days PV, 110 or over. Matt has 117 because he ordered a trio of something, and that's 117. Matt is active, but this right here, the little yield sign, means he won't be active next week until he places his order. Okay. And it tells under here when that has to be done by. It has to be done by the 6th, which is next Saturday. So, there's that. Rolling 31-day PV is your personal PV. That is your orders. And every product has a PV and every pack has a PV. But just notice that when you order one patch, one supporting patch, the PV is 55. But if you order two supporting patches, you get that discount. They go from 69 to 59, and the PV goes down on each one. So really, take notice of the PV when you're placing orders. But you only need 55 to stay active. But you want to have 110 once you go manager so you can maintain your rank. Period LV is his left leg volume this week. And period right RV is his right leg volume this week. Okay. Total LV and total RV is your volume that'll carry over. So if Matt doesn't have anybody else order on his right or left leg this week, this 140 right here will carry over to his total LV for next week. So what's so cool, we're not really talking compensation plan, but let me just hit these two parts of the compensation plan. When you enroll somebody, you get a product introduction bonus. So if you enroll them with the bronze kit, which we try not to because then they're paying a membership fee, you get $15 immediately into your commissions. If you enroll them with the silver, you get $50 immediately, gold 100, and so on up. And so that's where this volumes come from. People ordering in his left and right leg that are already in, and I'm going to show you his personally enrolled in just a minute, or people joining. But the neat thing is the second way you make money is called cycle bonus. So when you get 330 points in one leg and 660 points in the other leg, and it doesn't matter which one, it can flip-flop from week to week. But when you get 330 and 660, that goes together and it makes a cycle bonus of $50, and that drops into your commissions. And then on Sunday night, as we cross over to the new week, that volume disappears because you got paid on it. But Matt doesn't look like he's going to cycle this week. So that 140 Sunday night will fall over into his left leg total LV. As Dr. Stacy said last night, it will bank. And the neat thing is you don't lose that volume, and it carries over for 52 weeks. So that gives you a chance to, build your business and get more people, using the products and sharing the products. And so that you can eventually cycle, that volume right there. Does anybody, there's a key down there that can kind of tell you. You'll see like Monday, if he logged in on Monday, he would see this little red symbol right here. That means he would have to order by the end of next week to stay active. So sometimes they do give you a couple days grace period, but one thing I will tell you that Monday morning, this volume won't be there. That doesn't mean he's lost it, but it won't pop back up until he places an order next week. It'll just have the red symbol right there instead of the little, yield sign, and that green will be gone because he won't be active next week until he places an order. Okay, Susan, any comments on that?
No, I think that's great. I've just been adding some things in the chat as Jody's talking. If
Okay,
that, I
great.
hope you find that helpful. All right, thank you, Jody.
All right, and then you come over to this middle section. This shows your lifetime rank, and it shows, this week, it's what we're working on, your lifetime rank. Matt is a manager, and he's purchased a gold pack. You can go to the top of the company with the purchase of a gold pack. So if you can't afford, at times to upgrade from gold to platinum or platinum to diamond, you can still build the business all the way to the top of the company. I mean, I have senior directors and senior directors who've never upgraded to platinum. Um, I like to because it's a great price on the patches. But his next rank is director, and he's 71% there. So let's see what he needs. You click down here, and you can see what you need to go to the next level. So it shows he's paid as manager, and if we go down to director, whoops, sorry, went too far. You can just click either the down arrow or the right arrow. He's 71% to director, so he has to be a brand partner in good standing. He has to have a gold pack. He has to have 110, which he does, and at least 3 personally sponsored silvers in his left leg, which he does. And he only has 2 of 3. So the 2 is keeping him manager, but when he wants to go director, he's going to have another one active on his right side. And he does have it, but they're just not all active. And then he'll have to help people build manager for his left leg and right leg to go director. So that's there. Let's see, let's go back to the home page. All right. And then when you come all the way over here to the left, you see your commissions. Matt hasn't made any money in a couple weeks. He hasn't been working, so this is back a couple weeks ago. But you can view down here and you can see what your commissions are from. So we'll click on that. All right, we're going to go back to his last commission. He cycled one time, and he had a person upgrade, product introduction bonus. This was somebody that upgraded under him. So that's how he made the $100 that he made last time. If you enroll somebody with a platinum or a diamond, it'll show up further down, but Matt doesn't have that yet. So over here on commissions, you can see all this stuff. I don't really click on a lot of that stuff. Like I said, rank advancement will be what does he need to go director next. Volumes will show his volumes for the last few weeks, total group volumes. But that's not, that important when you're first getting started. But you can see back when he did this, look at his volumes right here. The LV and the right V period is not enough to cycle, but he had some that carried over. So he had enough to get 660 out of that 820 and 330 out of that 552. And that's why he got that product cycle bonus right here, because he had 330, 660, so that made a cycle bonus. Okay. All right, let's go back up here.
Jody, I wanted to say something about that too. It's really nice how the company has chosen to do the 330 and the 660 versus like a lot of the companies will do 500, 500. And the reason that's so nice is because of the fact that you aren't always going to have just an even leg. As a matter of fact, the way this pays out, if I'm not mistaken, Jody, if you have one leg twice as big as the other, that's okay, because we're looking
Yes.
at 330 and 660. So many companies, it's even Steven, they have to each be 500 in order for you to get
Yes.
paid, which is
Yes.
really hard to do. And a lot of people didn't like the idea of binaries in the past because every month, every 30 days, they would flush out your volume. So if
Yes.
you didn't get paid, it was like, too bad, your volume's gone. And that gave people a really bad taste in their mouth. So at Lifewave, they're holding that volume for you for an entire year. And then 1 week at a time will fall off while it's replaced by a new week, but it's 330 and 660. So I wanted to just kind of let you know the significance of how nice that is.
And if you guys ever get anybody that is negative about binary, hook them up with me or Susan or your upline senior director or Bub that understands some about the compensation plan, because this is a very different binary. There's no breakaways. In a lot of binaries, when somebody goes SPD, like Susan and Dr. Don, they would break off, and Dr. Stan and I would no longer benefit from them being on our team. I mean, that's crazy, but that's not the way it is here. Dr. Susan and Dr. Don have been a tremendous blessing to Stan and I, and we love this compensation plan. And you only have two legs, okay? So you got a left leg and a right leg. That's why it's called a binary. So
Yeah.
every time you enroll somebody on your left or your right, they're going to go all the way to the bottom of that leg. You can only have two that sit up on top, your first two that you enroll, but they're still you're personally enrolled. It's like
Yes.
they are on top, but they go down to the bottom. So now, like Susan and I, we have hundreds, maybe thousands. I haven't even looked lately how many we have in our group, but we
Mhm.
have hundreds in each leg. But it doesn't matter. If we enroll somebody, they're still our personally enrolled. But what's so awesome about this is you get paid on that volume through infinity. Like, it doesn't matter if it gets to be 10,000 people deep, all that volume comes up and you get paid on it. So you can imagine, in the beginning, we made most of our money enrolling people because those
Yes.
PIBs are just phenomenal. Like, when I get new people that go for it and start sharing with people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I made $300 last week." They
Mm.
just can't believe how they can make money so quickly. So the PIB is awesome. But you can see, when we're talking about paying on volume through infinity, Susan and I probably make most of our money now through cycle bonuses. That's the residual. That's what
Yes.
you're going for in the long run. But right now, we're just talking about getting started. Okay. So you have a left leg and a right leg. When you go up here and click on your name, like you're going to sign out, see, or if you ever want to find your ID number, um,
Yep.
click on change settings, and you scroll and you can see over here to the left, this is how you can change your address. This is how you can add a new payment method. Um, I've never set up two-factor authentication. I don't know anybody that has done that yet, because we Susan and I particularly, and we hope we teach most of you guys to give good customer service. We place our customers' orders. We upgrade our customers. So it's important to be able to get into their account. And if you got to have two-factor, then that's probably not going to happen. But
Let me add something real quickly. The way
uh-huh.
this is set up, it's really quite ingenious because I will say to somebody, would you like to be a wholesale buyer? You're going to be paying the same price I am. And once we get you in with a wholesale pack, you can buy wholesale from now until forever. Um, they give me their name, their address, their method of payment, date of birth, all that good stuff, email. I place the order for them. They get the email confirmation, as you know. I
Yep.
place all my people's orders. Now, some of them right away say, I do want to share this. So let me give you my social security number or my business ID. And I'm like, all right. And then I have to, after you're done, enrolling them, you go back and log in and put that in for them. There'll be a place for that. It's very, very easy. The prompts will take you right through, super simple. But then I'll have somebody who for a year has never shared with one person and suddenly says to me, hey, how do I sign up now to be a distributor or a brand partner? I said, well, as a wholesale buyer, you've always had the ability, and I do tell them that at the beginning, but people don't remember everything you say. You've
Right.
always had the ability to share. All we need to do now is just go in and add your social security number. And then we're going to have to set up your bank account so that you can get paid. And so it's pretty slick that they're in there buying wholesale this whole time. And when they want to share, should they choose to share, they're already in the system.
Yes.
They're already in and a lot of times accumulating volume.
Yes. If
So
they've stayed active.
if they've stayed active every
Yes.
31 days, yes.
They could
Many
have a
of them,
lot of volume. Yeah, absolutely. Now, so one thing I do when Susan and I, when we enroll people, if they're not planning to build the business, I usually log into their account right away and
Yeah,
skip over the Social Security part.
yeah.
I will do this because it'll ask you, for recognition, and it'll ask you to opt them in or out of emails. I do opt them into emails because we
Mhm.
don't get very many.
That's
And even though they're geared towards brand partners, if there's a special on patches, a sale, you want them to see that. Of course, it's if you're giving them good customer service, you're going to let them know that we have specials also. But anyway, we usually log in and skip all that for them so that if they do ever log in themselves, they're not seeing all that and freaking out like, you told me I didn't have to put in my social or whatever. But when you click on that change settings and scroll down through here, you could change your password if you wanted to, your email, things like that. I don't know that if you didn't put your social in the beginning, I really don't think you could put it in right here, even though it says edit. I think you have to do that through Pay Portal, and it's not hard, or you may have to call customer service, but I'm not positive about all of that. But the reason I had you click on the change settings is when you scroll down, you're going to
Mhm.
see how to change your leg right to left. In the
Yes.
beginning, it's set up on strong leg outside. So
Mhm.
after you roll your first person, I'll show you how to tell where they went, and then you want to change to the other side. Or you can enroll two on the same side and then switch sides, because we'll talk about that when we get to manager. But right now, Matt is set on build right. But when he gets ready, or when I get ready to help him enroll somebody else, I'll look at his personally enrolled on his left and right. I'll look at his left and right volume and decide, does he want that person on the left or the right? And I'll come here and change this before we enroll the person. Okay. So I've had people enroll people and say, okay, how do I move them to the other leg? Well, you're supposed to do that before you start right here. Build left, build right. You
Mhm.
can call us customer service right away in the first couple days and have them move, but it's a lot easier to do it before. But it does happen. We got so excited when we got in. I enrolled, and about a week later, Dr. Stan was ready to go, and he enrolled. He wanted to enroll, so we enrolled him. We didn't know anything about left or right. We had not had any training, but we let Laura and Stacy know, and Alicia, and Stacy's like, "Oh, no, 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 you don't want him on that side." And she called customer service for us and had him moved to the side she thought he ought to be on. But anyways, everybody understand that. Click on your name at the top, click change settings, scroll about halfway down. It used to be at the bottom, but now they've put some
Added
other
all the
down there.
language. Yep.
And
Yep.
it's changed left to right. See, left to right. Do not click that outside leg,
No.
okay, when you're enrolling people. All right.
So again, what Jody was saying is it's better before you enroll your first person, you're going to hover up over your name there, Robert Gravely in this case. It's going to give you the menu to change settings. You want to show that again, Jody, one
Mhm.
last time because
Yep.
we're getting questions. Yep, change settings. You're going to click that.
Change
And
settings.
then it gets you to this page, and then you're
Yep.
going to scroll on down and go left or right.
Right. Left or right.
Okay.
Yep. All
All
right.
right.
Another
All
thing
right.
you really need to know about this is how to enroll people. How do I enroll somebody?
Mhm.
So, you get a website, whatever you make your username when you enroll somebody is gonna flip over and be your website, lifewave.com. I think I made his Matt Gravely just because that's what he goes by.
Yep.
But I don't ever send out my website, so it's almost irrelevant to me. But anyway, your username is going to be your website at the end of lifewave.com.
Mhm.
And um, you want to make a password. Susan and I always use a generic password for everybody, so it's easy for us to get in and help people. Like I got a couple Canadian girls building. One of them called me tonight. We got in a message with a girl. She sent me all her information. And this girl works, 60 hours a week. And I said, don't worry, I'll enroll your new person. So I could easily get into her account because I knew, what her username and password was, and I got in there and enrolled her new person. So what you want to do when you get ready to enroll somebody is you want to come to organization. And there's a lot of stuff here. We're not going to hit but 2 or 3 things, but
Hey,
the
Jody,
first,
can you go back to home a second? I think that might just be easier for people if you start from
oh,
home.
sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. Yes.
So there's your back office again, and there's that bar across the top. So Jody's going up to organization to the drop down menu and enroll new. There you
Enroll
go.
new. Okay.
Yep.
And when you enroll people new, then you pick out the pack and you're going to customize it. Okay. Most of the packs, like if I pretend like I'm enrolling somebody, most of the packs, like the silver pack, comes with 3X39 already in there. But most all of you know that we try to start people with X39 and Eon, a 2-month supply. And so you'll want to go down on the X39 and
Go to
add,
the patches, click it.
you look at patches and add an Eon. And you can
Mhm.
either change it right here, or you could just click twice to add it. And then my bar's in the way. Oh, I don't know if I can move it.
You can see the green bar at the bottom. And then that lets you know that your enrollment kit is complete. If you overfill it, it's going to turn red. If you underfill it, it's going to be that yellow orangey color.
Yes. And then you click continue after the bar is green.
Yep.
When you continue, that's when you come to the monthly subscription. If you've talked to them about it ahead of time, sometimes you can get people started with that pack with a couple silvers, a couple Eon, and say, I really think you should add glutathione next. I'm going to put that on a monthly subscription for you. And so you can see that the date is 30 days out. And you could come down, click on patches, and you could add it, or you can come down and click on do not set monthly subscription. So that's normally what we do because we want to help people upgrade as far as they want to upgrade before they get on a monthly subscription because they get free patches when they do that.
Yes.
So usually I click on do not set monthly subscription, and then it goes over for all their information. Okay, and it's pretty simple. When you do get down to the website, and this has got saved from the last person I enrolled, put in, like if I tried to put in Matt Gravely again, it's going to say username is unavailable because that's already being used by my son. So
Right.
occasionally you'll have to choose something else, but I usually do first and last name, all lowercase. If it's already taken, you might put a number after it, or
Yeah.
you might just put their first name and last initial or something like that, but you can fool around with it. Yesterday I enrolled somebody and they didn't ever get back to me about what they wanted it to be. And they had an office. It was like something like health to you or something like that. So that's what I made their username instead of
Mhm.
their name because their name was already taken. And then you have to set up the password, and you can see the first one, you can't see the second one. But there's that. And then, always ask them, is the billing address the same as the shipping address? Because occasionally it's not and it won't go through. But it's nice if it is because you can just click that and it'll all autofill.
Yes.
And you get their card number, and then you click agree, and then you click submit. Well, I don't have all the information in here, so it's not going to go anywhere. But what it will do is immediately it'll take you all the way back to the top, and it'll show you the address you put in, and it'll show you the address with the 9-digit zip code. And it's wanting you to click on that if it's a US enrollment. I did just enroll Canadian earlier tonight, and that option, the submit, it goes right on to the next page because, they
Oh,
don't have a
nice.
9-digit zip code. So I learned something new today. All right. So I am going to see if I can get out of this, actually go back to the home page. Okay. So has everybody got that? Enroll new, customize the pack. This is why you want to do it for them because they're clueless. And if
Mhm.
you're new and you're enrolling people, get your sponsor or your upline to help you with your first 4. I tell
Yes.
people, let me help you with your first 4 till you understand the process, and we get
Mhm.
them on the right and the left legs and help you get to manager. Okay. Now they
Correct.
can enroll by just going to your website. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
share this right quick. All right. Ooh, I don't want to sign out. I bet y'all didn't know you could do this. You can actually get in 2 at one time.
Um,
But so if I just pulled this up, this is my website, okay? I don't send people there, but it's there. You can change the country right here. And this option is also in your back office. We didn't really touch on that. But, if I wanted to enroll somebody in Canada, I'd change it right there. Um, and particularly, I've had 2 or 3 people that would not let me enroll them, like out of hundreds, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
And so then I walked them through it. And so I took them to my website, or I did give them my link. They go
same.
to my website,
Mhm.
and I walked them through it by having them click join. Look what happens. Same screen.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. So if somebody insists, tell them to click join, not shop. Look what happens when you click shop.
That's where all the confusion starts to come in because people just do
Absolutely.
not know, what to get. And
I think
um,
I think because I've already clicked join, it won't do it.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see
So
if I
another reason we help people is because first of all, we want them to get the best value, and that is going to be a wholesale buyer.
yes.
Secondly, you never want to send somebody away. Somebody says, "Oh yeah, I want to order," and then you will go to my website. Well, you basically sent them away, not
Yes.
not in a rude way, but you're waiting for them to get around to doing it, and we all have the best intentions, but life comes up and distracts us. And so for me, I have learned over the years when someone says they want to buy, wonderful. I need your name, your address. Is your billing and your shipping the same? Because
Yeah.
you want to make sure that's correct. I'm going to need your date of birth, your email, and your method of payment. And I'm
Yes.
telling you, people give it to you. And again, if they get a little skittish about it, then you do what Jody did. You say, okay, that's fine. Do you have a minute to hop on your computer and I'll hop on mine and I will walk you through it.
Yeah.
So just don't let people go away because you just want them to get it done. You want them to get the patches. And you don't want them to end up as a retail customer because that's not the
Right.
best value for them. And it's not the best thing for you either.
So if you send them to your website, mostly what they're going to do is click shop and look what comes up, all the products.
Mhm.
Look what happens.
Yeah.
Click on X39 and the subscribe and save. Do you know what that means? Subscribe and save. That means preferred customer. That does not mean brand partner. And
Okay.
they don't get the option.
Yeah.
See, they can buy it retail. This is how a retail customer orders.
Okay.
Or they can subscribe. And I don't know. We don't ever do preferred customers, so I don't even know what happens.
Yeah. I think there's also a fee if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Uh,
you can be a preferred customer without a fee,
oh,
but you don't get any free patches or any perks.
oh,
And you do have to set up an auto ship, which is another reason we don't do the preferred customer thing. So see, they have the retail price in here, and then they say you can save $50 if you become a preferred customer. And then there's the 2 different plans for the preferred customer. This one, you don't have to pay a fee. This one you do, but you get some free perks and stuff like that.
mhm.
But there's no packages. Do you notice that? No
Right.
packages for them to choose from.
Yeah. And
So
therefore no free patches.
no free patches. Absolutely. So let's
Right.
get back over here to our dashboard. So now you guys understand this is how you need to enroll people. Now, I want to show you something. I had a guy make this mistake recently because he's a go-getter. He didn't want to bother me. He's over here he thinks he's figuring it all out himself, and he goes down to the binary tree
Yeah, that's confusing.
and he sees this.
Yeah.
And you can enroll this way, but you do not want to enroll this way because you want the enrollments to go on your far outside right, far outside left.
Yeah.
These inside legs are what these people need to build. This
Yes.
is their legs that they need to build. So you have 2 legs. One could get a little shared volume from your sponsor. It may or it may not. I didn't get any in the beginning at all from Alicia because well, I did get some in the beginning until our leg got so big, and then I didn't get any. But I didn't pay it any attention. I was just putting people on my right and left. I wasn't waiting on her to, give me volume.
Right.
Uh, but if you do this, you've messed up because that's not helping, your right leg and your left leg the way it's supposed to. So you don't want to enroll through the binary tree. And that's what he was doing. He's like, look, he needs somebody right there. And I'm
It's like,
like,
nope,
yeah, but
he's
you
gotta
don't
go
want
get
to
him.
build him. If
Yeah,
you put people on these inside legs, you are giving away your PIB. You are building them. And you
yeah.
don't want to do that. That's not how this leg has meant to be. But you can go to that binary tree to find people. Matt's got somebody named Debbie, I think. Let's see. Yep, he's got a couple Deborahs, see? And you can find people that way through the binary tree. And then Dr. Stacy, if you watch some of her trainings and you've got a lot of people, she can show you how to go down through there and look and see who's enrolled people. I don't know that Matt has anybody that's enrolled anybody yet. But when you click on their name, let's see, Matt's under Carmela Taylor, so you can see that that is somebody that she has enrolled. Uh,
Sure.
Go back up to Jay. Jay is under Matt, and when you click on their name, the little heart means you're personally enrolled. Okay,
Right.
little
But the
red heart.
easiest way is to do what Jody has already
Yeah,
shown you is you go back to home, you go
yeah,
across the top,
yeah.
organization, personally enrolled, enroll new. There we go.
Enroll new.
Yep,
Yeah.
enroll new, click on
And the
that
other
and
thing you're
you'll
going
be
to
fine.
want to use on this organization is the third drop down, personally enrolled team. This is how you can decide who goes on your right, who goes on your left. Okay. So here are the people Matt has on his right and on his left. And right now he has 1, 2, 3 on the left that are active and 2 on the right. Next week, there's going to be a bunch of those
Mhm.
little yield signs because I know some of these people will have, their week to order. And so, I'll help Matt to reach out to them and see what they need. Sometimes you do get people that fall off. Like this lady tried 60 days. She needed her knee to be rebuilt. Well, do you think that happens in 60 days? No. And I told her, this is actually a friend of the family. And I told her, you got to give it more time, but she wasn't willing to do it. So, the X means they're not active anymore. Uh,
Right.
but they can get active by just ordering a patch, which is
Yeah,
the great
that
thing
is
about that. All right.
absolutely.
So there's your personally enrolled. You can scroll over, you can get their phone number, you can get their email.
Mhm.
Matt doesn't have any retail customers.
Yeah.
Try to show you some things about that. But when you see people with the silver,
Mhm.
uh, you need to follow up with them and tell them that they have a new member upgrade that they could use. And I just say, hey, you have a new member upgrade. Would you like to redeem that? And they're like, well, I might. What is that? And so, if they upgrade from silver to gold, they spend $200. That's the difference between the silver and the gold patch. And they get 5 supporting patches or 2x39 and a supporting patch. So a lot of times I'll tell people when I upgrade them or offer them that is say, hey, for $200, you can get 2x39 and a free energy enhancer or a free Eon if that's what they're using. But go over here to the left of your personally enrolled and click on that little postcard, I call it. And that's where you can see people's login. You can't see their password if they change it, but that's where you can see their information and you can go over to their orders. Like, oh, see how many times Debbie's ordered? And the last one you can tell because it was $200 was an upgrade. I think Debbie actually started out as a bronze right here, upgraded 175 to silver. Then I think she ordered a special, and then I talked to her about upgrading. So, you can see their information by clicking, on the little postcard, see when they ordered, that type thing. A lot of times when I see somebody's not active, I will click on the little postcard, I'll click on their orders. And this girl has ordered 3 times, but she said in January, I'm going to have to wait a couple months. And you can tell she's still a silver pack. She's never upgraded to gold. So when I help Matt reach out to her, again, I'll say, I know you're probably needing patches by now and you have a new member upgrade. Would you like to redeem that? And then I'll help her to redeem that. So if you go to organization, you're going to use enroll new all the time. And then once you start getting people right and left, you're going to use personally enroll team. So if Matt's getting ready to enroll somebody, y'all saw he didn't have a lot of volume in each leg. So I don't think it really matters that much. I would just help him continue to go right and left, right and left. Now, if he was getting a lot of shared volume from above, which he's not in a position to really do that, and he had like 3,000 points on his right side, I might tell him to enroll his next person on the left to give him more volume to get 330 so that he could get a cycle bonus. But this is where you look to see, do I need to put them on my left? Do I need to put them on my right? Because you always want to keep 2 active on your left and 2 active on your right to get to manager and maintain manager. All right.
Once you maintain manager, the cool thing is the company will let you cycle up to 50 times a week, Jody, or
5 times
30?
30 times a
30
week.
times a week, and then that turns out to be $1,500 a week in cycle bonuses. And I
Okay.
believe once you get to director, then it goes up to 50 times a week. I know it does
Yes,
go up.
yes, 20, you can cycle up to $2,500. So like if Matt had thousands of points right here,
Mhm.
he would want to stay manager so he could cycle more than twice a week. If you're not manager and you have a ton of volume, you can
Mhm.
only cycle twice a week and
Yeah.
you can make $100 in cycle bonuses. But the nice thing is that volume carries over week after week. So I have
And
a
it waits
couple
for you.
people that don't maintain manager, but they've got lots of volume. And every Monday they cycle twice and they get $100. So they're
Mhm.
not going to lose it. But once they get a person back active and they go to manager, sometimes they'll cycle 4 or 5 times right away when they get back to manager. So those are the main things up here. And after you have enrolled someone and you've got money over here for the first time, you
Mhm.
have to wait till the end of that week. Then you have to wait another week because the first week, like if we end on Sunday night, next week, the commissions we made this week will be, what do they call it? I lost my train of thought about it. Um, not temporary commissions, but they're unqualified or whatever.
Right, right. They have to go through them, and because the
Right,
company pays out 60%. So
right,
sometimes there's a little tiny adjustment they might have to take out just a little bit, or they
right.
add some.
So it takes you from the end of the first week when you make your first commissions, you're not
Mhm.
going to be able to get into your pay portal for 10 days. And then
Mhm.
after 10 days, you click on that. And of course, I'm not going to log into Matt's pay portal, but when you click on pay portal, it should, after 10 days of getting your first commission after that Sunday night, you should start seeing all your information. And we've got a document we can send you on how to set up your pay portal. If you're ever in the pay portal, that's a different company. So if you're ever in the pay portal, you're trying to get it set up and you have problems, click on the little live chat, the little thing
Mhm.
down at the right, and they will help you with that.
Yeah, it's called iPayout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes. So, those are the main things here.
Mhm.
Once you do get people like 6 months down the road and you've got people in their own monthly subscription, I like to check monthly subscription orders.
Mm.
Because it tells you everybody in the next week that has one coming up. And if I recognize them, which now I don't recognize hardly any of them because there's so many people in my downline on monthly subscription that I don't know. But if they're my personally enrolled, I reach out to them, make sure they have what they want on their subscription. And you could also see if he had retail or preferred customers, you could see them, in line by clicking on retail preferred, but we don't really do all that. I just use enroll new and personally enroll team under this. So that's pretty much it. If you
Mhm.
do set up a monthly subscription and Matt has one, it's getting ready to run next week. This is so, so easy. And guys, if you're building a business, set up a monthly subscription. You
Yeah.
have 30 days to get in there and edit it. But if for some reason you forgot, you're not going to go inactive and you're not going to lose your points.
Right.
So he has it set up for 2 energy enhancers and 1, and tells when it's going to process, what credit card's on there, the BV, the total. And then you can change the payment here if you want to. You can change the date it processes
Nice.
right there, which is really nice. You can even go bi-monthly for somebody that's not building a business. They may want to buy monthly. I have a lady that has Alavita Trio on bi-monthly, but
Yeah.
then she has a bunch of other things on monthly. So she has two and they run at separate times, but very easy. And then you can change shipping address and all that. So easy. And what I love about this is look how easy it is to stop. Stop monthly subscription. I hate being with a company when you've got to call customer service and get off an auto ship. That's just one of my pet peeves. I like to be able to do it myself. So that's pretty much what we have. Susan, you want to go over the manager?
Sure. So this is our very first goal. Thank you, Jody. That was so excellent. When you first come into Lifewave, our first goal is to become a manager. And that simply means that you're going to share with 4 friends. That you might think of people who are looking for opportunities, who are open, who are ready to start a new business or take charge of their health. And as we've always taught and learned over many, many years, you make your list. You make your list and you start working your list. And don't forget about the wonderful list that is stored right here in your phone. So that's probably the easiest list there is. And I even, you guys will crack up, but I even say, let's go to the contacts and we're starting with the letter A. Who do I know here in my A's? Okay, we've got Aaron. We've got Aaron again, Abby. And I just go through and think, okay, I know this, I can reach out to. And then I'm a paper person. I know a lot of people do it digitally, which I'm proud of you for that because I'm still doing this. And I started on and I've got every single person I have ever enrolled is in this book. So that way I like to page through it, look at it. I've got their name, I've got their address, and their email. And I know that's all on your back office, but I just like to physically have that in front of me. That helps me. So we're just looking for 4 friends. Now, if you did come in as a silver, we do have to upgrade you and we can get you a copy of this. It's so simple. We do have to upgrade you to a gold. So you must be gold kit or above to become a manager. Here's our, oh, there we go. Here's our manager. Then there you're going to pick two people to go on your left and on your right. You can write their names right here, silver or above. Once you have 2 on each side and they are active, so they've got their order in, you have got manager status, which you can now cycle 30 times a week,
Yep.
just cycle bonuses, which is $1,500 a week. So again, you need at least 2 personally sponsored active silver partners in your left and in your right leg. So that's a really simple way to do that. And now you are a manager, and this is so exciting. Whenever somebody becomes a manager, we all celebrate around here because that is the very first rank, and that is how you build your Lifewave business. You just keep on creating managers, and you help your managers create managers, and they help their managers create managers. But
Yes.
we give you the nuts and bolts tonight as far as when you have someone interested, you're not sending them away to your website. You're going to take their information down. If for some reason you get that one person who doesn't want to give you the details, then you just go online with them and you say, okay, no problem. Let's go to lifewave.com. You're going to get them into your back office, and then you're going to walk them through it, which I have done twice out of 201 people. So I just looked, I enrolled 201 people. So I've done it twice. So it's so simple. And that's step number 1. Now, as Jody was saying earlier, if you I always walk my personally enrolled through their first enrollment. And we talk about things like, let's make sure we switch it to the left leg or the right leg. Are you getting, where are you at? Are you getting shared volume? Not everybody gets shared volume. And it's, just like a little frosting on top, so to speak, because it's your business. So you're the one who is busy building your business. But if you do have some extra volume coming down from the top because of this beautiful binary, then as Jody explained, we want to look and see, we do always have to have 2 on the left and 2 on the right. But after that, if we want to start you cycling, now where do we go next? So always ask your upline about that. And we are so eager to help you because we want you to succeed. And again, success in this business just means more lives changed. And
Absolutely.
that's what we've enjoyed the most about this. I mean, when somebody's talking about their money they're making, we're really happy for them. But again, that just translates into how many people you've helped and
Yeah.
how many lives you've changed. And
Yes.
that really is the heart of David Schmidt and the heart of this company. He is paying us very well to impact and change people's lives. And what better way to earn money than to be changing people's lives? I mean, that is like direct opposite of, well, like pharmaceuticals that can cause a lot of problems. I know we need them at times. You go to the doctor. What if you went to the doctor and the doctor only got paid if you got well? Wouldn't that be interesting?
That
But
was
anyway,
awesome.
we are helping people and it is exciting. This is nothing like there's ever been on the earth before. 20-year global patent. You're really a part of something super special. So please know that
Yes.
you are at the right place at the right time with the right product, with the right culture and leadership. And we are all so very grateful that you've decided to join us. We're almost at an hour. Jody, you want to go ahead and close it up?
Yeah, well, I want to say one thing. I just realized we missed Susan. I missed when I was over on the volume section of the back office. There's
Yes.
something that says binary qualified, and you'll
Okay.
either have a check or a X. And binary qualified means that you have got, it actually is a bronze or above that's active on one side and a bronze or above that's active on the other side. You have
Okay.
to have people active on both sides to get a cycle bonus.
Okay.
Binary qualified means you have active in both legs, binary, and you can get a cycle bonus. I
Okay.
found out that with one of my first people because she had volume on both sides because she was getting a little shared volume and she had enough to cycle and it never cycled. And I called customer service and I'm like, why is she not cycling this? And they're like,
Yeah.
she's only enrolled one person on one side. So she
Oh,
had to
okay.
enroll somebody on the other side so that she could cycle that volume. So that's what it
Huh.
means to be binary qualified. But thank
Okay.
you guys for joining us. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording and then we'll answer a few questions for anybody that wants to stay.